Okay,
So,
what are we going to talk about, Wyatt?
So we're going to talk about NASA, NASA and the DOL. NASA's budget, and is it worth it?
Okay, start. Okay.
So, NASA will be dealing with some tough choices in the years ahead. Period. Capital T. The space agency has.
Stop going so fast.
The space agency has to start virtually from square one on its Mars exploration program.
Okay, stop for a second. Why is there not an apostrophe in it's?
Because there's two it's. It is and it's.
Like this is the possession. It owns Mars. Okay.
So it is not. You put the wrong it's there.
Okay, hold on. Then it is getting. No, that's the right one down.
Oh, okay.
So keep going from the top.
It has to rein in budget overruns on the 8.8 billion James Webb Space Telescope, widely seen as the heir to the Hubble Space Telescope.
Okay, now stop.
Telescope.
It has to rein in. It means it has to control something that's growing really fast.
Yeah.
The budget overruns, meaning they're spending more than they had budgeted for the $8.8 billion James Webb Space Telescope. The Hubble Space Telescope is old, so this is the new one, and I think it's already starting to work. On the Science Channel, they're already talking about getting the new images and things like that. And
it's spending hundreds of millions of dollars on commercial efforts to replace the space shuttle, and billions of dollars. There's random T, and billions of dollars on the development of a new launch system to send astronauts beyond Earth's orbit for the first time in more than 40 years. Period. And to top it off, it's been allotted less money for next year than it's getting this year.
Okay, now stop and read the whole thing and make it stop.
NASA will be dealing with some tough choices this year in the years ahead. The space agency has to start virtually from square one on its Mars exploration program. It has to rein in budget overruns on the $8.8 billion James Webb Space Telescope, widely seen as the heir to the Hubble Space Telescope. It's spending hundreds of millions of dollars on commercial efforts to replace the space shuttle, and billions of dollars on the development of a new launch system to send astronauts beyond Earth's orbit for the first time in more than 40 years. And to top it off, it's been allotted less money for next year than it's getting this year. How can NASA strike the proper balance in its budget? It can't. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson says in his latest book, Space Chronicles, Facing the Ultimate Frontier, Tyson explains why America's space effort needs more of a boost than it's getting.
Okay, so let's go to this.
Do you
all
know?
The corrections are there.
Do you know?
All right.
Oh no, it disappeared.
All right.
So here we have what everything else is, and then so military 57, education.
What is this? Is
The military has 57% of the federal budget.
Okay.
Why? Because
let's not get into that.
Yeah.
This is where our money goes.
This is where our money goes. Yeah. This is NASA's portion of.
And the question is this: people reducing this.
Yeah.
Should you consider it, or should you be thinking about the other?
People think that you should reduce NASA's budget, or just not give them a budget at all. Well, if you look at what we have here and what NASA has, I think we can spare some money to give NASA.
What were some of the inventions that we learned about?
So,
that NASA's responsible for some inventions.
So, What were some of the inventions?
Scratch-proof glass.
Scratch-proof glass for their visors to block debris, and they use that for sunglasses and other stuff. We used robotic. NASA came up with robotic arms, which they also used to artificial limbs. They made next-gen solar panels, which are cheaper and easier to use. And not only did they use them on their spaceship, but we used them in solar farms all over the world.
They made something. Smoke detectors.
And then we got
What about
smoke
communication satellites?
and they made communication satellites and phones. Oh, yeah, stuff like that. Memory foam to help pad the astronauts. So this is just some of the things that you should think about. It just goes on and on, etc.
What do you think? Okay, don't interrupt me. Okay. How do our astronauts get to space now when they want to go somewhere?
Well, our astronauts, when they go to space now, they have to go to Russia and ask to take one of their spaceships.
And what's that like doing?
It's like asking the enemy to turn down their weapon.
I don't know if Russia wouldn't consider an enemy anymore, but you are
Anymore.
having to ask someone to take you.
It's like being
We have to ask. We are the leading country in technology. We are the leading country in technology, and we don't have our own spaceship. We don't have our own transportation to space.
Okay, thank you.